I'm here with Archbishop Stephen Cottrell, the Archbishop of York and Bishop of the York Diocese in Doncaster. Thank you so much for agreeing to say a few words to our Anglican brothers and sisters in Christ in the Christchurch Diocese. Stephen.
So Mark, it's been lovely to get to know you this weekend, and I've been spending a weekend here in the Sheffield Diocese, part of the province of York, being alongside them, encouraging them in their mission. And as Mark has discovered, I consider myself to be a good friend of New Zealand. I've only visited twice, but on my last visit 4 years ago, that did include a visit to Christchurch. I think of your Bishop Peter, as a good friend. So Peter, if you're watching this, greetings. And in the Diocese of York, we benefited from the Ministry of New Zealand because the Bishop of Hull, Eleanor Sanderson, was a Bishop in Wellington. John Day, who works with me, was of course an Archdeacon in the Diocese of Christchurch. And the thing is, whether you're in New Zealand or whether you're over here in England, actually we face very, very similar challenges. Our context may be different, but the challenge is the same, which is the tectonic plates of our cultures have shifted. Our cultures have moved away. They've slipped their moorings in the Christian tradition. Probably that's been more pronounced here in Europe, where we have this long history of Christendom. I know that's not the same in New Zealand, but nevertheless, I think the churches in both our countries have sometimes felt a bit on the back foot, not quite sure how to respond to ageing, declining congregations, a culture which doesn't appear to be interested in things of the gospel. I believe there's several things we need to address. First of all is a deep spiritual renewal, a rootedness in Christ, a reminder of our first love. Knowledge that primarily what we're here to be is disciples of Jesus Christ. That is the highest doctrine of the church. The church is that bunch of women and men centered on Jesus, following him, trying to change the world and bring in his kingdom. That's what we're about. And it's like, do that, seek first the kingdom, and everything else will be added to you. But of course, so often we do get drawn into other things. What I've noticed here in Sheffield is a real intentionality around prayer, discipleship, and then church planting, but also the revitalisation of parishes through grafting teams into them. And I think, certainly in York, where I serve, and I suspect also in New Zealand, in Christchurch, you have things to learn from this. We need to raise up a new generation of missional leaders. We need a new intentionality about growing the church and growing the kingdom. The things are not separate, but most of all, this needs to be rooted in that spiritual renewal around what it means for me, for you, for all of us to be followers of Jesus. So I love New Zealand. I've so enjoyed the trips I've made. Please be assured of my best wishes and my prayers.
Thank you very much, Archbishop Stephen.